Keep up with us online by liking the ZTV Sports Report on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at ZTV Sports, and check out our YouTube page, ZTV Sports, to see our latest videos.
The ZTV Sports Report is a production of ZTV and the School of Communication at the University of Akron.
If you want to learn how to make award-winning TV programs, contact the School of Communication at 330-972-7600.
If you have questions about ZTV programs, email us or visit us online.
If you are on the campus of the University of Akron, you can watch us live and in HD on channel 45.1. Watch ZTV Lowdown every day at 2 and 7:30, catch Lights Camera Akron at 2:30 and 8, the ZTV Sports Report at 3 and 8:30, Akron After Hours at 3:30 and 9, and ZTV Goofing Off at 4 and 9:30. Watch online anytime, and off campus you can see us on Time Warner On Demand, channel 501.
Welcome back to the ZTV Sports Report. Once again, I'm Bridget Linton alongside Parker Smith as we are wrapping up the spring semester and looking forward to summer.
You can say that again. Nothing puts me in a better mood than a little sunshine and no classes.
Well, actually, I will be taking summer classes, and I won't be back here for next semester for the Sports Report, so no, I'm not in the best of moods.
You should be excited, superstar. The one and only Bridget Linton will surely be moving on to bigger and better things.
Nothing beats co-hosting with UPS.
Okay, I lied. Compliments from Bridget can put me in a better mood than a little sunshine and no classes.
Hey, I do what I can. And I think we can brighten everyone's mood with the best of edition of Chris Kuhn's Coach's Corner segment.
Good call, Bridget, as this will be the last time we hear from Chris on the Sports Report as well. I'll tell you what, we're going to need some help replacing you two.
Here's your recap of Chris talking to some of the head coaches here at the University of Akron.
I'm Chris Kuhn, and joining me on this segment of the Coach's Corner is head coach of Akron women's basketball team, Jody Kest. Coach, glad to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
And just diving right into it, Coach, you've been on campus for 7 years. What's been your time so far? How's it been so far?
Oh, it's been outstanding. Great support from Dr. Parenza, from my athletic administration. I love the people. I love the community. I enjoy where I live. It's close to my family. It's been great. I can't believe I've been here 7 years already.
Okay, now, Coach, on to actual basketball talk. You guys are having a really good season with 16 wins already. How big of a challenge is it sometimes to keep the team focused on a day-by-day basis?
You know, it's not much of a challenge. I think our kids are very focused. They know exactly what's on the line. They've worked very hard since the summertime when they were up here working on conditioning, getting ready for Costa Rica. So it's been a long season for us. So we've tried to do is cut our practice times down because we're worried about them being physically and mentally drained. And I think when we've done that, I think our kids are always upbeat for practice, and they know that the MAC season is only about a month away, and a lot of things could happen in the next 6 games. So. But I have great kids, and that helps out a lot. When they come on the court and they have a lot of energy and enthusiasm, it makes my job, as the head coach, very easy.
Welcome back to another edition of the Coach's Corner. I'm Chris Kuhn, and joining me today is head coach of the University of Akron track and field team, Dennis Mitchell. Thanks for stopping by, Coach.
It's a privilege being here.
Well, we'll just start right into it. Coach, you've been at the University of Akron for 18 seasons now. How much not only has the university morphed, but the program as well?
Well, the program's definitely changed quite a bit. When the first time I came here, we were bottom of the conference, bottom of Ohio. We had probably the worst facilities, definitely had the lowest budget, and never had an All-American. And we were at the, we never had even an individual conference champion. And so we've come a long way from where we were back then.
And you mentioned the facilities. How big of a help has it been when it comes not only to recruiting, but showcasing the University of Akron and your program?
Well, it helps a lot. That's been a big part of, developing the depth in our program. We can convince some kids to come for, with lesser type facilities, but to get a good full team, those facilities really attract a lot of the depth that we need for our team.
We're back here with the head women's basketball coach, Jody Kest. So glad to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And so first I just want to get into it. You've had probably one of the best seasons we've had in program history. Can you tell me what's been the big difference between this year and previous years that have kept the team winning?
Experience. Those kids have had 3 years to play with each other. I thought last year was going to be very special, and it was early on, and then Rachel went down, unfortunately, with that knee injury. But we still ended the year strong. We still had 7 conference wins, 14 games. So her being back this year and then another year of experience, I think is one of the biggest reasons.
What a great way to end the Coach's Corner segment for this semester.
Hearing from all those head coaches kind of gives me an itch to get out there and compete.
Well, as a student, you have that opportunity with intramurals here at UA.
This is true, and you got to get a behind-the-scenes look at the intramural process at Akron. Check it out.
One of the many issues that has been debated in college athletics has been whether or not to pay its athletes. With college sports rising in popularity, many athletes feel they have done enough to merit themselves to get paid.
It would be nice. I think if to anybody that would suggest that college football is not a big business is crazy, especially when you get to the big Southeastern Conference and all the Big Ten, all these conferences where so much money is made and utilized.
University of Akron football coach Terry Bowden feels that while it would be ideal for players to get paid, there are just too many issues preventing it.
I have never found a way that it could work because there's Title IX and there's 23, 25 sports in many schools.
Coach Bowden also explained the difficulty of paying the lesser-known players who might not even see the field.
Well, I mean, the players that aren't limelight. I mean, everybody wants to pay the quarterback, the running back, the star cornerback, but how about the offensive linemen or even the walk-ons or the backups that are on scholarship and they are not quite good enough to be the star, but they're the backup who has to prepare every day and be ready every minute, and that moment may never get called, but he's there putting in the exact amount of time, and there's not a lot of crying for his needs, his financial needs.
While those closely involved in athletics have a well-versed opinion, regular college students show to share the same opinion as well. In addition, many students feel that college athletes are already being well supported financially.
I don't think so. Not paid with like a salary or anything like that. I think that the tuition, or the scholarships that they get help a lot. But as far as a salary, I don't think so.
Some of them even get sponsorships even though they're not supposed to, but no, not really.
I don't think they should get paid. I think it's okay to get like scholarships. I think that getting like a scholarship that's more than what they need is not right.
Paying college athletes has been a hot topic for quite some time, and the National Collegiate Athletic Association has often made clear their stance of being against paying college athletes. Mark Emmer, the president of the NCAA, has even stated on the organization's website that, quote, "As long as I'm president of the NCAA, we will not pay student athletes to play sports. Compensation for students is just something I'm adamantly opposed to. We're providing athletes with world-class educations and world-class opportunities. If there are one of the few that are going to move on to become a pro athlete, there's no better place in the world to refine their skills as a student athlete." End quote.
If football players got paid, then volleyball players ought to get paid, and swimmers ought to get paid, and soccer players ought to get paid, and very few schools could afford anything like that.
This topic will most likely still linger as time goes on, and with the NCAA having an obvious stance against the topic, a change will probably not arrive in the near future. For the ZTV Sports Report, I'm Sartaj Ojala.
You know, Bridget, we've seen some pretty amazing plays this year with all the coverage we have done.
This is true. I wonder which one would be considered the best.
Well, I have the answer for you as we're going to take a look at the top 10 plays of the year, put together by our very own Ryan Lott.
The Zips have had their share of highlights this spring. Let's get into it. At number 10, it's Carmelo Betancourt making the defense look silly and hitting this layup. At number 9, we've got Demetrius Treadwell taking the crafty pass from Nick Harney and making the nice dunk against those Bobcats from Ohio. Coming in at the 8th spot, it's Sinna King with the crafty spin move to shake her defender and make the easy layup. With the number 7 play, it's Treadwell again against OU, this time with a tricky reverse with 2 defenders on him. At number 6, we've got Alex Abreu driving against Miami and making the clever pass to Nick Harney, who makes the easy dunk. The number 5 play features Nick Harney, who misses the shot and the putback, but no worries, Zeke Marshall comes out of nowhere to throw it down over Kent State. Coming in at number 4, it's Alex Abreu to Nick Harney for the sweet alley-oop over Miami. Up next, different players, same result, as Jake Kretzer lobs one up for Demetrius Treadwell against the team 20 miles down the road. At number 2, it's Tree, yet again, and he takes the pass and he elevates for the one-handed finish. And your number 1 play of the spring, it's Zeke Marshall. He takes the pass from Tree and he absolutely flattens the defender, sending him to the ground and throwing down the big dunk. This season has been one for the ages. Look for more of the same in the fall. For the ZTV Sports Report, I'm Ryan Lott.
Normally at this time, we inform you on what's to come on the next edition of the ZTV Sports Report. But unfortunately, this is our last episode and will be the last time you get to see my face on the ZTV channel.
As I'm sure I'll be speaking for everyone, we will miss you, Bridget, and good luck moving forward. But I will be back next year, so until then, take care, Akron.
From everyone here at the ZTV Sports Report family, thanks for watching.
I'm going to challenge one of the University of Akron swimmers and see if I can win. Okay.
She said, "Baby, let's go." When I told her, I said, yeah.
Is that it?
As a men's basketball team, I can't get that. Okay.
This McNamara girl, I'm going to meet her one day.
Hi, I'm Kara Riccardi. I'm here to do the new the Zips trivia because Sartaj is stupid.
as we can see, students are not quite prepared for this upcoming. Okay, redo.
A Cajun steak is probably one of my favorite foods. I love Cajun and I love steak, so if you can mix that too, you're gonna get that.
Well, Bridget, I am sad to say that our show is coming to an end. Ooh, can you start that over?
You stop talking.
I'm Sartaj Ojala, and I did not see the ZTV Sports Report.
Kara, you think you can do this? Well, I have a challenge for you. Name how many people are in the NFL from the University of Akron. Do you know that? No, you don't, because I am the king of Zips Trivia. You cannot beat me.
The possibility of using social media as a... Wait, hold on one second.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change.
While we talked about the success from our basketball teams, we will now hear a little bit about you gotta go faster.
No need to cry. It's okay. Don't go to the 480 bridge. It's okay. I got nothing. Let's end this. Okay.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.